Well, hello everyone. Hello everyone. Thank you guys for joining me once again. I hope you guys have had a great weekend. I want to deal with something here that's very disturbing to me, but not surprising. Gavin Newsom, governor of the great and mighty and awesome Golden State known as California. I don't know if it's called the Golden State now, but at one point it was called the Golden State because it was actually the Golden State. I mean, that was the place to be. In a some type of an interview among black voters, he made this really condescending statement. Essentially said his SAT was like 960 or something like that, and then he made this comment. Well, I can't read. No, I'm no better than you. I can't read this. I can't read. And basically, what he's saying is that I'm dumb just like you. You know, the usual pandering that Democrats do towards blacks. Why? Because why present yourself any other kind of way towards black people when they're going to keep giving in to the same rhetoric all the time? Why? I'll get into the details of that as I begin to comment on this article I'm about to read to you guys. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys listen to a clip it or a snippet, if you will, of Gavin Newsom's actual words. It's about 30 seconds, and we're going to get into the article. And also, let me bring out as well is that this article, written by John Nolte, journalist John Nolte, is an opinion piece. So you will hear throughout the article, you will hear John Nolte's opinion about what Gavin Newsom said and the way he said it and so forth. But the reason why I'm reading this opinion piece is because I agree largely with John Nolte's opinion, and I'm going to give my own opinion on that, okay? So I just wanted to bring that out, okay? But at any way, when you hear what Gavin Newsom said and the way he's talking, I'm pretty sure if you got a brain, you're going to think the same thing, okay? Anyway, it says, California Governor Gavin Newsom basically told a group of black voters in Georgia, vote for me. I'm stupid just like you. Kind of like, almost kind of like what Biden told Charlemagne the I don't know what you want to call it. He said the God, but I just say Charlemagne. He is not a God. Years ago, when Biden was campaigning, told Charlemagne, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Clearly a racial statement. Essentially saying you don't have your own brain. All black people are supposed to vote Democrat. How many times we got to go through this, man? But anyway, the article goes on to say, while out promoting his autobiography and his likely 2028 presidential campaign, Newsom started out with the usual pandering Democrats employ with black voters. Yeah, I agree. Then it quickly devolved into a kind of racist condensation we've seen from modern day Democrats reaching back to when they created the Jim Crow South. This is really something. This is so. Check this out. I just want you to hear this. You determine for yourself. Okay.
I'm not, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy.
Where's my thing? You says I'm not trying to impress upon you. I mean, but don't you think, Newsom, you should be trying to impress upon the people that you're trying to get their votes? Because to speak condescendingly upon them is going below the bar. It's like you're saying you guys are not smart enough to think for yourselves. When you hear politicians talking about I'm just like you, that's a bunch of nonsense. But I'm going to get to that and compare what Gavin Newsom said when he said I'm just like you to what Trump said or kind of inferred some time ago when he was campaigning. So let's go on.
And and I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940.
Really?
But literally a
That's
960
funny.
SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech. Maybe the wrong business to be in.
It was only 30 some seconds. Obviously, I didn't see the entire interview, and I wouldn't have wanted to see it because I couldn't stomach it. But he talked about, because I can't read a speech. First of all, I think he's lying. He's lying. He's pandering to the black audience, which is mostly the guy that's interviewing him is a black guy with his legs crossed. He's pandering to the black audience because he figures that if I speak this way to black voters, they will think I'm one of them and they will vote for me. Okay, now going back to the pandering thing, I mean, Republicans have done it too. Even Trump have pandered to blacks on one occasion or two. He have done it too. Republicans pander to blacks too. They pander to evangelicals. They pander. They pander too. But God dog, black people. I mean, we let these Democrats pander to us in the worst kind of way. Okay, when Democrats pander to black people, they pander to us in a low-level, condescending way. Just like Gavin Newsom said, and what I read in that is, in the small statement that the few words that he just said, what I interpreted that is that you got, in his attempt to try to say, okay, I'm one of you guys. I'm just like you guys. You know, he's actually saying that you're dumb, that you can't read. Because I can't read whatever, speech or whatever. I can't read a speech. In an indirect way, he's saying black people in the audience can't do the same thing. For me, let's go. I'm going to read a little bit more. The article goes on to say the highest possible SAT score is 1,600, and here Newsom is slowing his speech, talking in bite-sized pieces and saying to black voters, I'm just like you. I had a lousy SAT score, and I have trouble reading. That's what he honestly thinks of black people. That's what he sees when he sees black people. He sees a dumb and uneducated underclass. And that's all I'm going to read right there. You guys can read the rest of the article in the description box below, www.breitbartnews.com, and you can check it out for yourself to read the rest of it. It's pretty straightforward, pretty in your face, you know. But yeah, here's what I'm reading interpreting just from what Gavin Newsom said, to me is condescending. Now, some people say, well, that's not racist. That's not racist. That's not racist. But I guarantee you, if Trump was to say anything even remotely towards that direction, he'd be racist. It's interesting to me that Democrats have consistently, these modern Democrats, have consistently spoke in reference to black people in condescending, low IQ ways. I have never heard a Republican, and I'm not saying that Republicans, once again, I'm not saying that Republicans don't pander to black people or there aren't any racist Republicans. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying, based on my observations, my studying, and my experience, I have never seen one Republican, black or white, speak in reference to black people as if they're dumb. That they can't read, that they're too dumb to get a driver's license or some kind of ID, you know, they don't know how to use a computer. I have never heard a Republican speak that way towards black people. Never. To me, that's racism. To me, that's condescending, because racism, if you look it up in the dictionary, not all this made up crap that the liberals keep trying to make it sound, but the actual textbook definition of racism is when another ethnic group or another person of another ethnic group considers another ethnic group or culture as inferior to themselves. Now, that can be manifest or demonstrated in the words that person uses, the way they treat that person, but particularly in the words that they use. And in this instance, and comparing Trump to Gavin Newsom, is almost like night and day. Trump would never speak like that towards black people. If anything, if Trump wants to identify with black people and say, I'm one of you, he'll do what he did during the second part of his campaign. What did Trump do? He went out there and went to McDonald's. I think it was a McDonald's restaurant, and worked for a little bit. I don't know how long he actually did it. But the point of that Trump was trying to do by going out there to the restaurant and acting like he was working and getting out there and working and putting on apron and stuff like that was to say that I understand. I mean, I'm just like you in that way that I'll get out here and I'll work if I have to work. But he wasn't, I didn't interpret that as Trump belittling black people and saying, well, all black people know how to do is work work in a fast food restaurant. I didn't interpret it that way because I'm surely Trump would not have, in trying to get the votes of a vast majority of black people, I'm more than likely, in order to do so, he wouldn't have tried to play act as if he's a corporate executive, a black corporate executive. He could have done that. He could have had the cameras come in and he put on his corporate suit and have a suitcase and act like he's sitting behind a business desk as, you know what I'm saying? And then tell the black people that he's trying to reach, I'm trying to be like you guys. I'm letting you guys know I'm a working person just like you. That would not have reached the vast majority of black people. Why? Because the vast majority of black people don't wear business suits and carry suitcases around. They don't. The vast majority of black people are working people, blue collar people. And he was just acting blue collar. Here, Gavin Newsom is not doing that. Gavin Newsom is telling you, whether he realizes it or not, me personally, I do think he's racist. Even if he don't think he's racist. I think he's racist. Whether he realizes it or not, is speaking condescendingly towards black people by saying, well, my SAT scores are, 900, 600, whatever. And so he's basically telling you that, I'm just like you. My SAT scores is 900 and whatever. So I'm just like you, meaning that your SAT scores are low too, and probably lower than that. Did you hear what he said earlier? Let's go back to that. He said something that really was funky. Let's go back to this. Hold on.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy. and I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940.
You hear what he said? I'm not trying to offend anyone, act like I'm all there if you got 940. You see whether he meant to say that or that slipped out or what? That's clearly condescending. If it's not racist, it's condescending. It's telling the audience, hey, I ain't trying to be funny or anything. If I got 960, even though you might have 940, come on, man. But I guarantee you, come the midterms, black people, like robots, will go and right on and vote for these Democrats. When are we as black folk gonna wake up? When are we gonna wake up, man, and stop voting for these people? When? When are we gonna wake up and stop voting for these Democrats? We never get anything good. Okay, you want public housing. You want free this, you free that. Guess what? If you vote for the Republicans, they ain't going to take that from you, you big knucklehead. They're not going to take that from you. You're not going to lose your food stamps, no offense. You're not going to lose your free housing, your free everything. If you vote Republican, you're not going to lose anything. You will be better off. You, as a black person, will be better off because you'll be safer. And if you're working, you're probably making more money, probably. Okay? Or that could be argued. But at the very least, you'll be safer. And I'm pretty sure most black people that got a brain want to be safe. They want to get up in the morning, go to work, and not have to worry about getting smoked by some thug out in the street who's taking advantage of law enforcement because he or she knows, well, ain't nothing going to happen anyway. They're going to let me right back out. You vote for a Republican that believes in law and order, they're going to slap their in jail, and in jail, they're going to stay without the bail. Okay? Forget the dumb stuff. You're better off voting for Republicans. But most black people, unfortunately, are not educated on the Republican Party. All they hear is from Democrats. Democratic journalists, Democratic reporters, Democratic talking heads, Democrat everything. So when you're surrounded by everything that's Democrat, then what are you going to think? The Democrats are your friends. Let me say this. Even Malcolm X, the most pro-black man that ever lived, in my opinion, Nobody can say he wasn't pro-black. You can't ever say he was a sellout, right? You can't say that. Malcolm X said in an interview himself, he said that, and I'm paraphrasing his words, and some of you probably already heard this. He said that liberals are the worst kinds of enemy for black people. He said that Republicans or conservatives are racist, but they are racist in a different way. Now, I don't fully believe that, but anyway. He says, because he says, but liberals, which many of them are Democrats, liberals are posed as your friends. They shake your hand and say they're for you and they're all about you, and all along they hate you. You're nothing but a piece of doo-doo. That ain't what he said right there. But he was basically laying out on the line. Liberals are not black people's friends. They pose as your friends. Liberals / Democrats are snakes. And black people haven't woke up to that yet. They haven't woke up to it yet. So eventually, after this speech that he just gave, it's funny because when he made that statement, the audience kind of got quiet, right? It was kind of got quiet because it seemed like they knew that what he was saying was condescending. Oh, this is condescending. Well, I hope and pray that they take that situation and say, wait a minute, hold it. I'm not going to vote for this guy. I don't care if he is a Democrat. What he just said, it's sickening to my stomach. But we'll see. We will see. We will see. We will see. Come midterms, we will see. Come the presidential run, we will see how black people are going to do this, how they're going to do it. In my personal opinion, I don't think they're going to wake up. I think there's a demon over the black people in America. I really honestly, and I'm not saying it metaphorically, I think there's a spirit that has emanated from the Democratic Party, the satanic Democratic Party, that's flowing from them, and it is attaching itself upon a lot of black people that vote Democrat. It's a darkness over black people that vote Democrat. I've noticed that. Those black people that vote Democrat, they have a different look, a different feel. When I get around them, they have a different energy. They have a different look. Sometimes a different smell. Smell like stale doo-doo or something. Smell like stale drawers or something. Like they ain't changed their underwear or something. I'm serious. I'm not making it up, man. It's almost, there is a spirit over a lot of black people, particularly in the inner cities, that vote Democrat. There's the demonic spirit over them that keeps them locked in. And when and they'll see the opposite of what these Democrats say. They will literally see and experience the negative consequences of the policies the Democrats put forth, and they'll see it and feel it and cry out about it. And then when it comes time to change, they go right back to voting Democrats. It's like they banging their head against the wall over and over and over and over again, expecting to get a different result. It's not going to happen. They're in hell burning and don't even care. Unfreaking believable. But let's see. Let's see. What do you guys think about this nonsense that Gavin Newsom has done? Do you think it was racist and condescending, or you think he was trying to be one with black people in the audience? He's just trying to sympathize with them. What do you think? I think it was racist and condescending. What do you think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. God bless you all. See you again.